Okay, hello, welcome to our next live stream. Today we're gonna talk about a topic that is very important and yet it arises many questions, which is baby wearing a newborn. Today we are hosting Marta Sitnik.
Hi,
some of you may have already seen her in our previous live streams. However, for those of you who have not had the chance to meet Marta yet, please tell us about yourself a few words.
Hi everybody, my name is Marta Sitnik. I'm a baby wearing instructor for almost 2 years. I'm also a mother of 2 girls who I, of course baby wore. I'm helping parents to start their baby wearing adventure. I'm giving private lessons and group lessons, and I try to educate future parents about all the advantages coming from the baby wearing, how to do it properly and safely.
Okay. And I am Kasia. I'm a member of the LennyLamb team, a mother of 1 adorable son, and a baby wearing advisor as well. Not so experienced, however, still. Okay. When we announced that we're going to talk about this topic in our live stream, we asked you about leaving questions under the post, and there was one very important question which we would like to tackle at the very beginning, which is baby wearing a 2-month-old baby in Lenny app. Even though it does not fall into the topic of our today's live precisely, we are open to answer all of your questions. So as you can see, I already have the presentation prepared. The question precisely was about the head, the position of the head,
The face,
and the face and the airways in the Lenny app, and how to place the baby in order to make sure that the airways is always clear. And well, basically this is what it looks like. So what did I do here is you cinch any possible moment and place on the carrier. An extra tip for cinching the panel is also that you can first cinch the fabric that is here on the strap, and then it leaves you some room and some space for cinching the black strap, so you can cinch it even more. So you have to make sure that the position is correct. However, the most important thing, I'm not sure if it shows, perhaps I should stand up. I don't know, Paweł, widać mnie?
Yeah.
Okay, or I will do it like this. Can you see it? Okay, the most important thing that you can use here is using the special adapter. This adapter, I will show it in a minute, was added to every Lenny app carrier, so you definitely have to have it with your carrier. This adapter makes the position of the baby, of the small baby, right? It's perfect for small babies, correct, and it makes the panel shorter on the height, so in this way you can put the baby higher. Okay, I believe I can unbuckle it now, so you can see what I was talking about. Okay, handing in the baby.
Be careful with the head.
Oh, sure. Of course, okay. So this is it. This is basically very simple. However, it's genius in its simplicity. You just attach it to the straps that are at the end of the shoulder straps, and you cross the shoulder straps on your back, and then you buckle it underneath the baby's button. Basically, you will see this in the user manual that was attached to your Lenny app carrier, or there are also videos available where you can see how to use it. If you have any questions and still have some problem with it, don't hesitate to contact us. I believe I didn't mention like the very important thing, which is because the lady asked how the face should be placed. You started answering it a little bit. Perhaps you could elaborate on it?
Excuse me. Of course, the most important thing is that the baby should have the airways clear. So the face, the head cannot be covered with material, no matter if it's a wrap or it's a baby carrier, because that's just dangerous. In case of baby wraps, it's much easier to adjust the baby's position and place the baby on the proper height on your body. In case of the carriers, you have to be careful and you have to make sure that the carrier is really properly adjust to your body type, to your baby's body and age, and you have to take care of every detail.
Okay. All right, so in the meantime, we would like to encourage you to leave any questions in the comments under the live stream. If you have any questions, of course, regarding the baby wearing of a newborn, we will answer them very gladly. All right.
I would like greetings from Romania.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Great to have you with us. I have a few questions for you, Marta. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the very basic one. I believe this is one of the most common questions we receive. When can we start baby wearing? Like, what's the moment? Is it like after a month? After 2 months? When can we start baby wearing?
If it was after a month, we wouldn't be talking today because we're talking about baby wearing newborns.
That was tricky.
Okay.
You made it.
Wow, this is so stressful, seriously. Not only being live on internet television, but those questions.
Sorry.
Okay, so when can you start? Whenever you're ready. Because in general, you can start baby wearing your babies from the very beginning, seriously from the first hours. But the question is how you will feel after the delivery. I mean the mothers. Of course. So whenever someone asks me when to start, what's the best moment, I say whenever you're ready, because you can start from the very beginning, but usually mothers would like to recover after the delivery. There are different needs, different situations in every family. If it's the first baby, there's a bigger chance that you will have some time to recover and take some time for yourself. If you have a bigger family, there are older children who are probably not that old so that they can totally take care of themselves. So you have to take care of some older children. You have some pets, for example dogs you have to walk, you have some home duties, that all depends. And baby wearing is a big help for everybody actually. Especially as whenever you need free hands, no matter if it's for taking care of your older children or house or your work or your dog or your whatever you have to take care of, baby wearing will be very useful and very helpful. So when it comes to when you can start from the very beginning. But I recommend to start
from day one, right?
Yes, from day one.
Okay.
But I recommend to have a look at the whole situation and give yourself some time, because it's not some contest to be quicker. Just start when you need it.
When did you start baby wearing your babies?
When with my first daughter, if I knew. I started when she was 6 weeks old, and only because I didn't know that I can do something like that.
Oh. So you thought she had to be older, or you didn't know about baby wearing?
I didn't know about baby wearing, and I'm a baby wearing instructor right now. So she was a very difficult baby, but actually I have to thank her because she changed my life completely right now, and I'm very happy with this change. I started when she was 6 weeks old, when I was pregnant with my first baby, and after the delivery I didn't know anything about baby wearing. I didn't know that this topic exists. So I was looking for some help because she was a very demanding baby. She wanted to be held all the time, very close. She was sleeping only in my arms, and I couldn't take care of myself, the house, my dog. Sorry. So I was looking for some help to free my hands, and that's how I found the topic of baby wearing, and I started. With my second daughter, I started when she was 5 days old.
Oh,
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I was already a baby wearing instructor, so I was not afraid to do that with such little baby. Actually, I was waiting to start carrying her on my back.
Oh.
Because you can also do that from the very beginning.
It just has to be very carefully and properly tied.
You just have to know how to do it. It's the best. The best option is to meet with somebody who knows it, and so that you can practice with the baby wearing instructor and make sure that you do it properly. But yes, if you need this, you can start from the very beginning, and you can also wear your baby on your back.
Okay, I started when my son was like 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember precisely, but it was something like that. So what about you? Can you tell us if you want to share this information, when you started baby wearing, at what age of the baby? You can share it in the comments, and Asia will read it for us if you leave the comments. Okay, we keep talking about newborns, but I would like to make it clear, I would like you to make it clear for everyone what or who, sorry for that, who a newborn is. Like, what's the top boundary of the age?
28 days. So a baby
short
from
answer, short question, short answer, right?
From a baby from day 1 to 28th.
Okay, so this is, I just wanted
First
to make
month.
it clear that this is the topic we're covering today. This refers to babies that are not older than, let's say, 1 month, more or less, right?
Fresh babies.
Yeah, fresh ones. Okay. All right. So another question that comes up very, very often, and it's not an easy one. What's the best for a baby wearing a newborn? There are like many options. There are wraps, woven wraps, which are like many types. There are stretchy wraps. There are ring slings. There are baby carriers. Can you like tell about all the options that are available?
Sure, there are some options. I would say that the best option for a little baby is a baby wrap, either a woven wrap or a ring sling. Those products used properly give your baby the best position, the best support for the weak spine and big head, because the smaller the baby, the bigger those differences in proportions and in weight are. So a little baby has a big heavy head and a very, very weak spine. So we have to place the baby in a proper position, and we have to make sure that the baby is supported, that the baby's spine and head are supported properly. So the best option would be a woven wrap, either a regular wrap or a ring sling. Both are okay for a newborn. We also excuse me, that Autumn.
Yeah.
She said that she will be coughing, and actually I am. So
I will. Don't
that's
worry.
Not fair.
Just wait for it.
That's not fair.
Okay, can we stop at the woven wraps for a second, because woven wraps is also a very broad topic.
Yep.
There are various blends, various weaves, various lengths. Let's leave alone the lengths for today. But the blends and the weaves and the density of the wraps, how about that? What would you recommend for the beginning for a newborn?
I would also leave the blends for today, because for a newborn, for a little baby, there's no use to look for special blends. Of course, there may be some blends with bamboo, or this one is really I have to. I have to. Or this
Help
one.
yourself.
This is actually more luxurious wrap, but with cashmere. This is very, very plastic and very soft and very nice, so it will be
And
perfect.
thin, also very
And thin. And it will be perfect for a newborn. But generally, there's no need to look for special blends for some, some unique or different blends. There's no need, especially for parents who just start a baby wearing adventure. That's their first baby, first wrap. They usually don't want to spend a lot of money for some special wraps with special blends. So 100% cotton will be just fine. I think that the more important is the density of the wrap, the thickness of the wrap, because that's also there are different newborns. There may be babies under 3 kilograms, or there may be babies over 4 kilograms, like mine, for example. So I would definitely recommend to wait with your with the purchase of the wrap until the baby is born, because you don't know, you never know. And when it comes to density and thickness, rather thinner wraps, so they are easier in use, especially for inexperienced parents, because you have to tighten them properly and really tight. When you have a very thick wrap and it's a new wrap, they may be just difficult for you to use to adjust to the baby. So rather something thinner, but that also depends on the baby's weight, because maybe something thicker would be better in the very beginning.
When you're talking about it, it makes me think of a collection that we have in our offer, which is mainly basic collection. And I know these are ring slings, however, I wanted to show you the designs. The very basic elements of the basic collections are cross twill wraps. These are always right 2 colorways, like so. Each rail has a different color, which I believe Marta will confirm. Makes it much easier to learn how to tie a wrap.
That's true. In the very beginning, yes.
I have a question. Actually, to girls answer the question, and there's the question about would thickers matter as much for a ring sling with a newborn? Would thickers matter?
In a ring sling?
I think yes.
Yes, because if the wrap is very thick, it might be difficult to use with rings.
Yeah.
Because it will be difficult
to pull it through the rings.
Yes, to pull it through the rings.
Yes, the answer is yes. Basically, I believe that the rule that Marta talked about.
Size matters. Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I got distracted. It was a revenge.
Yes.
Okay. I will just finish. Basically, what Marta mentioned, which is the thickness or density of the wrap, matters for all types of wraps. So, for a newborn, we would recommend as a thin wrap. It would be easier for you. Okay. There's another question.
No, only this. But I have 2 answers on the when you start currently with babies.
Oh, okay.
When?
So when? We are curious.
Yes. Alice, she has 3 kids. First,
Congratulations.
6 weeks. Second, first day.
Okay.
And third, 3 days.
I thought you would say like 6 weeks, 1 day, and then I started baby wearing when the baby was in the belly yet.
Well,
like
you can wrap your belly.
Yes, you can do it. So I was expecting that answer, but it's really great, and I think it also shows that with the first baby we often just learn about baby wearing. Okay, I was an exception because I already worked here at LennyLamb before I got pregnant, so I knew all about baby wearing, all the different wraps.
And you couldn't wait.
Of course I couldn't wait.
Or maybe it was too late.
I already had my
for
favorite...
the CEO. 2 weeks. You're too late.
I already had my favorite design chosen before I was even pregnant, so obviously I couldn't wait.
There is another answer. Lionette, she asked about ring slings as well. I started with my now 4 years old when she was 2 months. Meet another mommy who was wearing, so I asked and borrowed hers. Then went to the next local slings library.
Okay,
great.
All right.
But the first answer confirms my theory that mothers of the first baby, that's my theory. They start around 5 or 6 weeks after the delivery, and mothers of the second or third or every other baby, they start much quicker.
Yeah,
because they need free hands much quicker.
And they already know about the wraps, and usually they already have the wraps.
They're not afraid.
They don't have to look for it. Then they know all the wrapping techniques, so it's much easier. All right, continuing with our basic collections. I'm not sure if we mentioned the herringbone. I coughed. You see, I was first.
Oh, second.
Okay. The herringbone weave. This is a really great weave for a newborn. It's really perfect. Apart from looking beautifully, it's extremely soft, moldable. It works perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like this is something you just can't go wrong about. If you just have no idea what to choose for your newborn, go for a herringbone weave. You will not be mistaken, for sure. I promise you that.
I love this weave, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not a
works.
big fan of cross weave. of this one.
Cross
the
12,
most
yeah.
the most basic, the most
This is the
popular.
most basic, yeah.
Because I know that there are better, and this one
There
is
are
much
better. Okay, and there is also another one, also very moldable, very soft, but it also adds to some aesthetic effect, which is the heart-shaped design, Little Love. This is also part of our basic collection. However, it's very, very soft and very floppy. I actually love this one the most.
This is great.
To be honest.
It works well, and it has a pattern of some little hearts, so actually parents like it.
Yeah. Okay, let me go through another option that we have. I believe that we talked about the topic of the woven wraps. No? And we tackled some ring sling as well,
okay.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Another option for perhaps that would be the best for the parents who are not really secure in tying the baby and wrapping the baby would be a stretchy wrap. Stretchy wrap looks like this. There are various colors, and as the name says, it's stretchy, so you can stretch it. What is so special about this wrap is that you don't have to tie it on the baby. So if you're scared of that, you don't feel secure enough, you can start from it. You just wrap it on yourself. And then you put the baby inside the ready carrier. You create a ready carrier and you just put the baby in, and you can take out the baby and put back if you need, very easily and quickly. So a stretch wrap is something that we very often recommend for the beginning of the baby wearing journey. If parents still lack some confidence in their abilities in wrapping, this is a nice option. However, this wrap can only be used for the weight of the baby, about 9-10 kilograms. So there is a limitation. However, for woven wraps, there is no such limitation. You can wear just how long you want to.
I made a hammock at home.
Yeah, so
for me.
It's multi-purpose.
And the wrap survived.
Yeah, actually, when we did some strength tests, it would hold up to 100 kilograms. So
yeah, that's true.
Tell us what you did with them. Perhaps you have some new ideas that we haven't heard about so far. Okay, what about baby carriers?
When it comes to baby carriers, they are not recommended for newborns because newborns are too small. I would say there are no baby carriers on the market, no matter if it's LennyLamb company or any other company. There are no proper carriers for such little babies. We cannot have the best baby's position and support in a baby carrier because they are usually too big. So we simply do not recommend baby wearing such little babies in baby carriers.
Mm-hmm. What would you say about, because there's one thing that comes to my mind, the wrap tie carrier, which is like a hybrid of a wrap and the carrier, because what I believe the biggest problem of the carriers, like the traditional carriers, is too little support at the sides of the baby when the spine of the baby goes side to side.
And
the
too
wrap
wide.
tie, yeah, there are two sides of the wraps, so you actually kind of put the baby into a wrap. What do you think?
If I were to if I were to choose a baby carrier for a very, very little baby, I would start with something like a wrap tie. That would be my first option to try. But if you really have to use something like this, if you seriously can't get along with any baby wrap, I would highly recommend to contact the baby wearing instructor or some local baby wearing sling library, or at least a shop with a good choice of baby carriers, so that you can try different models, different sizes on with your baby, of course, and ask for help of some specialists to adjust them properly, to tighten them properly. Maybe you'll find an option for you and your baby that will suit you. If you really don't like baby wraps and you just somehow cannot wrap them.
I had the answer. Anya said us. I started in the beginning of the life of my little boy, but or was with an old baby carrier with which my mother carries me. It gave me pain in the back and in the shoulders. When baby was 5 months old, I chose a wrap it was the best thing I do. Now he's 16 months and he's never a problem for going in a place or do everything.
Okay, that this comment tackles a very important question. We presented many options. We talked about many options that you have for baby wearing. However, sometimes I'm asked why there are so many options. Like sometimes there are allegations that we make it so difficult for parents to choose. This is for you because there is no one carrier or one wrap that would suit all tastes and all needs. This is why there is such a huge choice, because everyone needs something slightly different, and I believe that this is important to find your best way that fits you and your baby the best.
Yes, parents usually ask me what's the best wrap or what's the best carrier, what's the best type of carry. I always say the one that's the best for you.
Yeah.
Because we have different needs, different body types.
Yes.
Our babies are different age, different proportions, different weights.
Yes.
So I cannot tell you that, kangaroo carry for everybody.
Okay.
Or this wrap for everybody. No.
Actually, you mentioned something I wanted to ask about. What carry is the best for a newborn?
The one that's the best for you.
Okay, so all right. So what would you recommend for a start? Okay, I know, I agree that there is no such thing as the best, right? But what do you usually recommend for a start?
First of all, I always have an interview with the parents before I actually come to their house. So I ask for their sizes, the baby size, the weight, and I ask about the delivery, also about the pregnancy, because there are a lot of information. There's a lot of information I would like to know before I go to visit them, and we try some different type of carries. There are some, I would say, there are some options that are more common, but I always.
What are the most common?
The first choice would be the kangaroo carry for newborns and for little babies. It's usually the best choice.
Okay, so this is what you usually choose for the first carry.
Yes, but actually we try. But sometimes, even if I know that the kangaroo carry would be the best option for a little baby, sometimes, for example, a mother or a father have this kind of body or the size that the kangaroo carry simply doesn't work with their bodies, and we have to look for some different options.
Okay, I think that this is also this also refers to what we already talked about, which is like different needs, different solutions. For me personally, front wrap cross carry is the one and only. I just love it, and I would recommend it to every parent. But I also believe that kangaroo carry is a great one. However, it all depends on the needs, right?
Some parents prefer front wrap cross carry because they feel more safe with this carry.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Than in
okay, so it depends on the needs, right? So I think that the amount of options that we have is a blessing, actually. Okay, so when we are at the carries, I would like to ask you, how do you know if the wrap is tied correctly? How do you know that? How do you recognize?
I can feel it.
Apart from asking a baby wearing advisor who will say, good, not good, good, not good.
You can feel it. If you have problems with breathing, that's okay.
Okay.
Well, the wrap has to be really tight because the whole story about the baby wearing is that you place the baby in the correct position, and the wrap supports the baby. The wrap has to freeze the baby in the proper position. So if it has to freeze the baby and keep the baby in the best position, it has to be really tight. You can check the neck, for example. If you can place one finger and it's tight, then it should be okay, but there shouldn't be any loose material. The baby's head has to be supported properly, so it really has to be tight. And there should be no empty spaces, no I don't know how to say that.
No loose
material on the baby's back.
Yeah.
Actually,
under the legs as well.
Yes.
Okay, so you mentioned the correct position. Can you elaborate on it? What is the correct position? Tell me.
What's the correct position? As I mentioned before, little babies have big heads and weak spines, so we wouldn't we don't place them in a vertical position so that the baby's head somehow presses the spine. So the most important is is the good position of the pelvis. The pelvis has to be bent. The baby's back has to be round. And if it's a newborn, the baby's head will be placed on your chest or on your back if you carry your baby on your back, because newborns don't really lift their heads yet. So the baby's head will be on your chest. So you have the baby's head on the chest, round back, bent pelvis, knees bent, knees aiming at your belly, so to say.
Okay.
So not too wide.
All right. What about the time of wearing a baby in a wrap? How long in a row can you wear a baby?
According to World Health Organization, because they some time ago they released such suggestions regarding baby wearing in wraps or carriers, but also in some other types of help. It was a few months ago, so it's pretty fresh. 1 hour at a time. So this means that it doesn't mean that you can wear your baby for 1 hour a day only, because you might need it more often and for longer. But 1 hour
in a row, right?
In a row, you have to have some breaks. So the baby. Well,
I think it's natural that you always have the breaks with the newborn, when you have to change the diaper, when you have to feed the baby. There are like various stuff. Sometimes you have to change the baby's clothes. So very often when I'm asked that questions, I say, you don't have to worry about it. You will need to take the baby out every now and then anyway. No matter how much you try, you will not be able to carry your newborn baby for 6 hours in a row. It's impossible.
Exactly. That's what I say when parents ask me. How long can I wear my baby? Don't worry. You are not able to wear your baby too long, because the baby will
let you know.
Will be hungry. They have small stomachs and they eat quite often, so there's no way you can wrap your baby for 5 hours in a row,
right?
and just go for 5 hours. That's not possible.
That would be lovely, however. Just imagine 5 hours of this calm baby in a wrap.
I know.
Like a dream. All right, let's dream on.
But let's say 1 hour in a row, but if a baby falls asleep and sleeps 1 hour and 15 minutes,
don't wake her up.
Don't wake her up. Don't wake. Just make sure that the baby will have a break. Will have some time to learn new abilities and exercise on the proper on the floor, on the proper surface.
Yeah. Okay. The floor came to my mind.
The floor is the best.
Yeah, it's a good option. Okay. Do we have any questions?
No, only Alice said this is true. Agree with you about experience with first.
Oh, okay.
And now
that's all. Okay. All right. I think that we're coming to an end of our conversation today. However, there's something else I wanted to mention. It's Tuesday today. On Friday, we are going to have a very special live. Perhaps I won't tell you right now what's going to happen. But believe me, it's something you don't want to miss. We will make an announcement on our Facebook, I believe tomorrow. So stay tuned and make sure you're gonna be with us, because there will be some goodies to win as well, and it's gonna be fun. We will make an announcement, so you will know everything. And I'm not sure if we're going to have any lives anymore this year.
Yes,
in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, so in 2 weeks' time.
I already bought my ticket, so
okay.
Please,
please be with us.
Careers, how to choose the career.
Okay. The topic, I'm not sure if you heard Asia, the topic will be the carrier, okay? We already talked about the wraps, so choosing the right carrier. If this is something that is your thing and something you're wondering about, be with us in 2 weeks. Okay, I believe this is all. Marta, would you like to say anything else?
It was a pleasure again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.